Hi everybody, this is Miss Raina, and tonight I wanted to do a quick little video before I go to bed. I have so much energy. I had such an amazing time going to this party tonight where I met a bunch of new people and we just shared some amazing energy. And also it's a full moon out, and November brings about the beaver moon. And why do they call it the beaver moon? Well, that's because in old times is when the beavers were very active and they would trap the beavers for their pelts and everything. This also marked the time of the year when the rivers would start to freeze up and the temperatures would change and snow would first hit the ground. So yeah, so down here in Florida we don't understand that because it's warm all year round, but up north I know you guys do. The temperature has changed. So let's get into tonight's video because I want to talk about self-love. And let me tell you something, self-love is an amazing feeling to have. It is an amazing acquirement that you attain when you work on yourself. Self-love cannot be attained unless you work on yourself. This is so important. You must be able to work on yourself and challenge yourself. Look at the challenges in your life and face them. Question your beliefs and face them and grow and change them. You know, a lot of times we look at things and we say, oh, well, you know, life is the way it is, and we become depressed over it, or we become angry over it, or things that have happened to us, and we victimize ourselves over these ideas. But in order to attain self-love, we must face all this. We must be able to face our challenges and our pain and suffering and understand it and understand others, why they are the way it is. You know, one of the things I teach in my classes the most is always, why did that person do something? If you're so upset at somebody, why did that person do something? Or why do you feel that this is an idea or this is a problem? And so you must learn to understand that in order to start moving towards self-love, but we must work on ourselves. You know, self-love allows us to feel peace within ourselves. Imagine that. Imagine like waking up every single day and just feeling peace within ourselves. Just looking outside and being able to enjoy the outside and appreciate nature and life and people for who they are, and not seeing flaws and anger and meanness all the time, but just seeing the way life is. Because believe it or not, when we don't have self-love, we have an altered perception, and our altered perception is always based upon what we are in control of. So in other words, what that means is if we are in control of anger, then we are going to see anger. If we are in control of victim, then we will see injustice in the world, and so on and so on. So we must learn to let that go. We must learn to understand that stuff in order to find peace. I wake up every day and I just love life. Like tonight, I have so much energy. You could hear it in my voice. You could see it in my body that I'm just so amped up that sometimes my mind can't even catch to my words. But you know, the energy flows smoothly. It flows through my body, and when we are trapped in emotion, when we are trapped with rejection of oneself, when we are trapped in these angers and stuff, the energy stagnates or gets pushed down depending on the emotion. And so when you truly love yourself, everything flows smoothly. Everything is, like they say, one. Everything balances out inside, and it allows you to connect. And you want to connect to others. You are able to connect to others. As someone who's an introvert and has anxiety and all these different things, I noticed that when I have an idea, or when I had an idea that was preconceived due to an experience, it would stop the energy from flowing, and thus the anxiety would come, the disconnect. And then I couldn't connect to myself. And this is so important when you are trying to find self-love in order to connect to yourself. The reason why we don't connect to ourselves as others is because we don't understand. We don't understand who we are. We don't understand why we're feeling that way. All we know is we're comfortable feeling angry or depressed or sad or scared or anxiety or whatever. And sometimes people trick themselves into thinking they have self-love, but really they're just in denial because they don't want to face certain things. But true self-love is able to see truth within everything, yourself and everybody everybody else around it. It doesn't look and it doesn't judge, because let me tell you something, I love myself every single day, and regardless of what anyone else says about me, regardless of if I have one friend or no friends or anything, you know, I love myself and I appreciate myself because of all the work I have done with myself to get me to this point. And because of that, I understand the reason why people reject me, or people don't like me, or people act the way they do. And then I don't take it personally, because when we take it personally, it's because it reminds us of an experience that we had that hurt us. So true self-love, where does it come from? It comes from accepting two things. One, it comes from accepting both male and female energies. You have to learn to accept both male and female energies. All of us, whether you're a male and you're masculine, or you're a female or you're feminine, or you're in between, maybe you're gender fluid or transgender or whatever, but being able to harness both energies, because believe it or not, I know some men wouldn't like to admit this and some females wouldn't like to admit this, but we are both at the same time. We have both masculine energy and feminine energy. We even have both hormones. Females have testosterone and males have estrogen. So we have both energies within us. And the reason why we can't find true self-love is because we don't accept that. Maybe if we're a female and we're angry at men, we reject men and push it. Maybe if we're a male and we're angry at females, we reject it. Or even sometimes we look at maybe males as too dominant and angry and females as weak or whatever. But we push these ideas back and forth, and instead of accepting, you know, the male has strength and the female has strength, the energies, you won't understand and you won't be able to balance within yourself. And so true self-acceptance also comes from being able to understand that, understand oneself, and understand the ideas that I just presented and the ideas that are around you. It is an amazing feeling, people. I kid you not. I'm honest with you 100%. Every day I feel like this. Every day I'm pumped up. Every day I appreciate everything, no matter how hard life gets, no matter what goes on in my life. Even at the times when life tries to throw me a few curveballs and tries to knock me off, they are limited to a short time of emotional chaos, because I understand a greater idea, which is self-love. So really, I want to thank you guys and hope that you guys really truly work on yourselves, and remember to stop rejecting ideas of the life and rejecting ideas of yourself, and come to acceptance of truth within yourself. Thank you, and have a wonderful day, guys.